Once you get logged in, if you've already started the project, go ahead and click on what you need. If you have not started your project yet, we need to click on New, and this will create a new project. So I'm just going to call it Final Project. And now the location is semi-important for when we actually want to build it, so you need to know where it's saved. So I'm just going to mimic what I want you guys to do is right-click on the desktop, click New Folder. I'm just going to call this My Final Unity Project. You can call it whatever you want, just as long as you know where that folder is. So since I put it on the desktop, I'm going to save it in there. So I need to click the ellipsis in the splash screen and navigate to that. So I'm going to go to the desktop, and I got my folder right there, My Final Unity Project. Select folder, goes ahead and puts in the path right there. We want to be on 3D, so make sure that's selected, and we're going to import some standard packages. We want the characters, and hopefully we get to effects, environment, particle systems. If you want some of these other ones, go ahead and feel free to do that. However, it's going to take longer to load, so you can actually import them as you need them, which is actually the best way to do it. So I'm going to click Done. It'll say 4 packages to include, create project. All right, I'll go ahead and fast forward through the actual importing and loading processes. It will definitely take a few minutes for it to do this. All right, once you get in, if you get a message saying that there's a new download, just skip new version. You may get some errors on here as soon as you get into the game. Just hit clear. If they don't go away, then there's some problems. Either ask somebody or talk to me. We'll take care of that. All right, so I also want to include one more step where we actually save a scene, because that's the first thing you should always do anytime you create a new project. So in your project panel, find where you have placed that. Right click on Assets, Create Folder, and I'm just going to call it Scenes, because we're going to save our first scene in here. So File, Save Scene As, and right now I'm just going to call it Game. You could call it whatever you want, but the important step is make sure you actually go into your Scenes folder. So I'm going to double click that. Notice it says Scenes up here in my path. Save. All right, and then you'll see that object in your project panel when you click on your Scenes folder. You're ready for the next step?